It's Sunday, 10/13, March, what is it, the 18th? It's the last day of winter. Spring Eve. See, it's spring. Spring starts in an hour and 47 minutes here in Olathe, Kansas. Spring officially on the calendar. Well, I guess it starts later in the day, but whatever time of the day, the equinox, whatever. Winter's gone, spring's here. BL, bottom line. Bottom line, Merrill Lynch, you created an issue in House 16 with. Any owner gets 100% respect for their ownership, no matter who they are. You disrespected me in my ownership of Merrill Lynch. You owe me $1 trillion and every single one of you. Issue number 2. You're no different than everybody else. We don't let just anybody do it. You disrespected me and my degrees and test scores. Kansas Scholar, 96% of the ACT, 99 percentile in math. BS, Shawnee Mission South High School, Kansas Scholar, 1979. That's $5 billion a year of market rate of pay, which is established by top hedge fund at $5 billion a year today, past due since that 1979 high school diploma. That BS in mechanical engineering in 4 fucking years, where most fucking idiots couldn't even get in to try and pass first semester, let alone graduate in 4 years, like I did with all the crap and the fraud that took place. The crap and fraud that took place at Shawnee Mission South. And of course that MS management from Purdue, Krannert Graduate School of Management, ranked simply as good as it gets. In 1983 when I went, there was that 93% of GMAT. Crap and fraud at Purdue. We maximize stock owner value of this company right here. I don't understand economics. I don't know anything. That's $5 billion a year past due paycheck for me. That paycheck's called revenue to me. To maximize stock owner value of me, the company called me. This is the company, the paycheck precedent, business license precedent. Precedent disrespect me and gossip of murdering my dad and all these idiots who look like people around here. Neighbors from when I was a kid in Cherry Hills, classmates from Linwood, Indian Creek, Shawnee Mission South, Oklahoma State, and Purdue. Teachers, Wilbur at Purdue. His bullshit, or whoever the hell they were, 4 or 5 different people. Were they collaborating with each other, or were they just killing each other off, or... I mean, it was bullshit. I don't know what the hell's going on. The efficient market theory and teaching us useful information and then saying we can't do what you teach you. The only thing that idiot got right was you're no different than everybody else. ACT percent, GMAT percent, degrees, and what from where. That's $5 billion a year. $1 billion for every year since MS, 85. And all the punks who say my degrees don't matter at Merrill Lynch and the Kansas Securities Commission, all the punks at Smith Barney and Payne Weber who give me bullshit tests and say I flunk them and make shit up, and telephone conversations deleting what I say, inserting other things with other people's voices, saying, and the judges going along with it to throw me in jail, pointing guns at me by fake cops. What's the score? 7.532, idiot. College Boulevard and Payne Weber. People down there on the plaza saying I'm raping and molesting women and other things, lies, fiction. Banning me from the plaza when I own it. Telling me Merrill Lynch is a private company and has nothing to do with Merrill Lynch in New York. Merrill Lynch in Kansas, on and on and on. It's $1 trillion and boom for everybody involved. March Madness has started. Well, the local KU Jayhawks, defending national champions, lost. My Purdue Boilermakers, number 1 seed, lost in the first round. Well, that's pretty disappointing. And so the second time it's happened. Virginia did it a few years ago. That was the first time it's ever happened in history. And now Purdue's done it 3 or 4 years later. Well, when Virginia lost a few years ago, they bounced back the next year and won the national championship. Will Purdue bounce back like that? I don't know. To keep the big guy, they got a chance, I guess. But they obviously got to improve a lot of things. I mean, last month of the season, they full court press stopped them, and they couldn't bring the ball up court and break the full court press. They had a lot of turnovers, missed shots. They got the big guy, but they need to get more than the big guy. The articles say the big guy gets the crap beat out of him every time he goes out there, fouled to death, but they don't call all the fouls. Well, the big guy needs to diversify, to hit some threes, hit some outside shots, to dribble the ball inside when he's outside, nobody's guarding him. And he, the big guy's won a lot of awards, but he can't do it by himself. And they need to get some people that can bring the ball up court under pressure, make threes, and keep the focus away from the big guy. So, Purdue lost number 1, KU lost number 1. Well, number 2 seed lost the first game. Number 2 seed lost, not Marquette. So, number 2s have lost, and 2 number 1s have lost this first weekend. And so it's madness, March Madness. I've had to live in madness since I was 16 years old, and all the bullshit started flying from Woolworths and Merrill Lynch and Smith Barney and Payne Weber and my dad, and all the gossip and lies and setups and gossip. They killed my dad, they killed my aunt, and made it look like suicide. And now my brother, who used to be an FBI agent, who has access to firearms, I assume, and who is bigger than me and pumps iron, is probably in better shape than me. Said he was gonna called me a pussy at his Christmas dinner. Called his new son-in-law a purple pussy, K-State. And then he said something about stabbing me with a knife because I made a little joke about, to my niece, don't lose your wedding ring making a salad or mashed potatoes like your mother did a few years ago. Now, granted, I don't know. I don't think anything wrong with it. It's certainly not. It's not worthy of a reply that if you ever say anything like that again, I'm going to stab you with a knife. But it just emphasizes that he's just kind of like a little baby. Every time I mention Purdue or wear a Purdue shirt, he goes hyper and yells. And, he's been nice and invited me to Christmas and Thanksgiving for many years, but he also was involved with lies, having me thrown in jail for so-called threats against his children when I was making so-called threats against these stockbroker houses who were disrespecting me. Now, if his children were in those stockbroker houses involved with disrespecting me, well, what do they expect? And then I think his younger daughter, Arkansas, who beat KU, he was saying that I'm some kind of animal like those people she interviews for jobs because she worked as a recruiter for an engineering company. And he's like those animals. He's so snotty and pretentious and stupid. He's really beginning to piss me off and make me wonder. Make me wonder if he's been involved in this all along. Involved with murdering my real dad. That we don't have the same father. He doesn't have the same nose as me and my other brother. And even nostrils, he doesn't. I mean, did mom get impregnated by the neighbor who's Jewish? That was another issue, where all these people look like those 2 neighbor guys been popping around me lately. Of course, the dad who died, who said he wasn't really my natural father, claimed many times there's a bunch of people who look like each other, and they killed my dad, and nobody around here cares. What are you going to do about it? It's like they do to me. Nobody cares what you're going to do about it. I do this about it. That guy always took up mom, called her the general. They called dad a baby. I don't think dad was a baby. I think he was too nice and too fair and open and correct, too abiding by the law. That's what he was. And I think they just manipulated and played games to justify themselves and kill him. Set him up. And they murdered him because he just followed the law and didn't fight with him, didn't bicker with him. Well, I'm doing this to fight with him. If I could get a Tomahawk cruise missile or 2, who knows? What's that? All he did was push a button on his computer. All he did was pull the trigger on the piece of metal gun. That's all he did. All these word games about killing people, and I didn't do it. I just touched a piece of metal on a little gun thing and a little bullet thing flew out and killed somebody. I don't know. It's the kind of thing these idiots do around here. So, idiots need to, Merrill Lynch, You Owe Me a Trillion, Payne Weber, Smith Barney. And of course, everything revolves around Hallmark or Sprint around here. How do you think they got so big? Big companies, they have to have people. Well, people have to have respect, individuals, you know. People who get disrespected don't keep on the job very long. They don't give a shit. They don't work. They don't care. Who the hell knows? Who cares? They don't pay me my $1 billion a week. And that's how much I'm supposed to make. That's paycheck precedent in America. Business license precedent in America. You think that's not right? I think you're insane. You're not right. I'm right. And you're not working for free. Hand me a trillion, punks. It's the last day of winter. First day of spring. I gotta have spring break for the rest of my life. Spending millions and billions every day until I'm fucking 100 years old, just doing whatever I feel like. Because I'm an American. What do? I do whatever I feel like because I'm an American. Got that American flag in my car. I'm an American. I do whatever the hell I want to. Punks. All the punks mouthing off to me at the casinos and today, you know, driving Overland Park, 119th, 35th Street, whatever. I don't know who the fuck you idiots are. Yelling at me in your cars, whatever. You know, who the fuck are you dumbasses anyway? Who the fuck? Children of my classmates from high school? Any of my classmates in high school part of this disrespect? Well, you know what I think about it. You know I'm right. That in your little circle of group, you justify yourselves that you're right. In your little group think, you guys justify yourselves to each other to disrespect me. Because it's good for yourselves. I don't care what's good for yourselves. When you disrespect me, I don't care. You're nothing. Nothing to me. Treat you disrespect me, what do you expect in reply, punks? What do people around here fucking think anyway? They're punks. Everybody's a punk. New York doesn't call me back, do they? Headquarters don't call me back. Well, the banking crisis, Silicon Bank, and these, I saw UBS is buying out first Credit Suisse first in Europe, and that's where all the banking really in the world originates. And I've heard all different kinds of things. Payne Weber, UBS, you owe me $1 trillion too. Because these idiots around here, and because the New York headquarters never called me back and respected me.